On to the final segment, which is mindset. So I'll tell you guys a pretty funny story about me. So I talked a little bit about fitness, and as I got really invested into fitness, one day I decided I want to do this fitness contest. You know, the ones where you're in the trunks, you're posing, those kind of things. You guys know? Yeah. So one day I decided I'm going to do this fitness contest. It's going to be awesome. So you need two things for a fitness contest. The first thing is you got to get lean. You got to have low body fat. So I worked on that. I did that. And then the second thing you need is you got to have a tan. You got to look really dark. And everyone has to look kind of like the same darkness. So I was like, okay, cool. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. So I was like, okay, I'll go get spray tan. So me and my mom, she thought it was hilarious. So I went with my mom. I don't know why, but me and my mom went for the spray tan. And first up, I walk in and I see this good looking girl from high school. I'm like, oh no. But I was like, yeah, I'm here for the spray tan. She's like, oh, okay, cool. So she's like, your room is over there. So I went into the room. And if you guys know Friends, it's like Ross Geller in the room, where you go like that, they spray you, and then you do a turn. And you got to make sure that you get it right. Don't worry, I got it right. So I got my tan. I'm thinking I look pretty good. I look pretty cool. And so me and my parents, we drive down to Red Deer for this fitness contest. And I show up. And as soon as I walk in, the smile, the confident swagger, is gone. Because I look around, and everyone is 8 shades darker. I look, as white as I look to you guys right now, I look that white to them. I know. So instantly because the contest is the next day, I only got a few hours, I'm getting scared, I'm getting nervous, and I start to get in this negative mindset. I'm oh man, I can't do this. I should just leave, I look stupid, they're gonna laugh at me. And this negative mindset starts to spiral, if you've ever had that before. So it's spiraling, and I decide all right, I'm here now. And there's no time to get painted. A lot of people get painted. So there's no time to get painted. I'm here now. So we went down to Shoppers. And you guys know those little cheap cans spray at Shoppers? We probably bought 15 of those. We bought a lot. So we get these cans, me and my folks. We're at this really bad motel. And I'm in a bad headspace. And because I'm in a bad headspace, I've lost all my confidence. I've lost my swagger. I'm just a defeated person. And so I put on my trunks and we run out to the parking lot and they spray me down. But because I'm so self-conscious at this point, every time we see a car, we run inside. And we peek out the curtains, all right, it's clear. We run back out, I'm shh, shh. They're spraying me down, I'm all right, run back in. And then, so because spray tans, they take a long time to hold, they take a long time to set in. So it's the next day of the contest, I'm still white. I'm oh my God, I'm in my head, I'm just negative. I don't want to be there, I'm depressed, I'm sad, all that stuff. And so they finally call me up, and because I'm so negative, I'm so sad, and I'm depressed, it's my turn to you're supposed to smile and flex. I'm oh, I give them some weak little flex and a sad face. So I didn't win the contest, as you can expect. And what happened was really impactful for me at the time. I was so negative, I was in this negative spiral, that after the contest ended, I realized it was a horrible experience. And my parents didn't enjoy it, I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't get anything out of it. And this was all because I got in my own head, I got negative. So would you guys agree that sometimes our mindset can affect our positive emotions, can make you feel worse? Because that could have been a fun, hilarious experience. It could have been fun and hilarious, but I got in my head. So we're gonna look at mindset. That's the last category today, mindset. How do we create a mind for success and for happiness, positive emotions? So for me, naturally, I wasn't naturally a positive person. And I had to learn that. So one of the ways I learned that was by looking at positive people and analyzing how they think. So we're gonna look at that right now. Oh, it's all good. Well, good thing I know them all. So the first thing that positive people have is a lot of them. Oh, there it is. So we got miss. So a lot of them have not a mistress. But a lot of them have, it's a bad joke. A lot of them have, tough crowd, a lot of them have a mission. A lot of them have a mission, right? You got a mission in life. So really quickly, let me just explain this. So for most people, 80% of your thoughts are negative, and 90% of your thoughts are cyclical. So they're reoccurring. So 80% negative, 90% cyclical. There's three types of thoughts. There's the experiential thoughts, so you're experiencing in the moment. There's the thoughts that you have to predict the future. And then there's the last one, which is the ongoing thoughts, so the repetitive thoughts, the thoughts that keep going. They're called incessant thoughts. Doesn't sound very good, does it? Now, all three of these thoughts occur in different parts of the brain. And so we can focus on different types of thoughts. So what we're going to focus on right now is the incessant thoughts, because those are the ones that are 80% negative and 90% reoccurring. So the first thing we're going to look at is the top one, which is mission. So if you have a negative thought, it comes in, how do you rise above the thought? Well, you can do that by having a mission for your life, a purpose for your life. Now, there's this book, Man's Search for Meaning, very well-known book, and the author, he talks about how a person's mission or having purpose for your life can help you rise above any negativity. And he spent a lot of years in concentration camps, and that's what he gleaned from that experience. So say you wake up one day and you're like, like life is just not good. It's bad. You got bills to pay, you're tired, you're stressed, but then you read your mission statement. And your mission statement, it encompasses more people than you, your family, your friends, the world. And you read this like, I have to create this business today because my business is going to affect my friends. My business is going to affect the world. It's going to be a positive influence. And you read that, and all of a sudden you rise above the thought because you realize it's not just about you. It's not just about your suffering, that there's bigger picture to life. There's more people that it's going to impact, more people that it's going to influence. And so you go on through your day. You go on through that suffering. So mission is the first one. Has anyone ever thought about a mission for their life? Yeah? Did you find that do you read it daily? Do you find that it impacts you in a positive way?
I don't read it daily. But,
okay. Every once in a while?
Every once in a while.
What happens when you read it?
It reminds me that, I'm probably not doing as many things as I should be to get towards it.
Okay. But it is inspirational?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right on. So yeah, mission can be something that you read daily, and it's a cause for inspiration. Motivation helps you rise above anything that you're experiencing in your life. Now, the second one we have is A and G, affirmations, gratitude. So affirmations, these are ways to change your thoughts. So if you're someone with negative thoughts, maybe negative self-image, or you're negative about your job, or you're negative about the weather in Calgary, like it's so cold here, it snows, I hate it. Then an affirmation is just a way to change your thinking process. Now, at first, it's going to feel very inauthentic because it is. It's not the way you think. But over time, you're going to start to change the way you think, the way you perceive your environment. So you wake up one day and you say, man, it's amazing. I love -10. It's like, it's not -20. I love this. Like, it's amazing today. It's a great day to get out there. I'm not living in Fort McMurray. It's great. So, it's colder out there. An affirmation is something that you can establish if you have any negative thoughts or negative self-image, and you can change those thoughts over time. So the second thing we're going to look at is, actually, I'll share a quick story about affirmations, is that there was a time when I was doing this job working for the hour, making an hourly wage, and I'm shoveling gravel, and I'm not enjoying the experience, and I'm going slow because I'm like hourly wage. I'm not enjoying the experience, and I decided in that moment, I remember that hard work is cultivated over time. That everything you do every single day, you're cultivating that value, that virtue, and so I start shoveling as hard as I can go, and it's that reframing, that affirmation that creates that, starts to motivate you. So the second we're going to talk about really quickly is gratitude. So gratitude is just something that can allow you to be happy for where you are with what you have. Now there's this guy called Seneca. He used to do this thing. So he's a philosopher way back when. He used to do this thing called negative gratitude. So he would imagine his life without the things that he already has. So you maybe have a car right now. You imagine walking outside in -10. You maybe have some great clothes. You imagine having no clothes, be naked, right? You maybe have some great friends or some okay friends. You imagine having no friends. Right? And then you start to get gratitude based off that. And also, you can think of life like they've looked at kings a couple hundred years ago, and they found that us today with our technology, our food available, we have more than kings had. Like we have more wealth, we have more than kings. So if you relate it back to that, you start to become more grateful, more happy, more satisfied. So I'd like to throw out a challenge, every single day, choose 5, 10 things you're grateful for. Every single day, read 5 affirmations of things you're negative about. Those 2 things will start to change how you perceive the world around you and how you think. Now the second last one is J for journal. What does J stand for? Journal. Okay, cool. So journaling is a way for us to understand our thoughts. How do we think? How do we perceive the world around us? Now there's many people, who have negative thoughts, but they haven't gone down to find out the root cause of the negative thoughts. And because they can't go down to find out the root cause, they can't change the thoughts. They can't understand those thoughts. So I'll give you a quick example. A couple years ago, I broke up with someone. You ever experienced breaking up with someone, you're sad about it, but you're also angry about it? I wasted my time. Someone I said, what a waste of my time. You guys ever said that to yourself? You break up with someone, what a waste. My time. And then someone told me, Calder, man, you're down in the dumps. You need a journal. You need to understand what you're thinking. You know, I was like, always from that frame of like, journaling's not cool, that's not me. I'm a cool guy. But I was like, at that point, I'm willing to do anything. So I'm like, all right, like, let's journal about it. And so I start writing about it. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I'm mad we broke up, but actually, I learned some things. When actually, we had a pretty good time together. And actually, it's just a time in my life that was okay, and that was fun. And so then you start to change the thought because you get down to the root cause and you understand how you're thinking. So journaling is the third tip. We're going to go into the last one now. The last one is, what do you guys think that last one is? Meditation. Yeah, cool. Meditation. You know, meditation is not some spiritual thing. It's just a way for you to get rid of the incessant thoughts. Clear your mind. Be present to the moment. So many people, you know, they go through their day and they're thinking about so many things that they're not present in the moment. They're not just experiencing life. And they're actually tired and stressed because of this. So meditation, you know, it could be as simple as just sitting in a room and staring at a wall and trying to think of nothing. That's how I simply describe meditation. Go find a room, sit down, look at a wall, and think about nothing. A thought comes in, just let it go, let it pass. And over time, you know, it's gonna be hard right away. You're probably like, you last like 2 seconds. You're like, and then like you do it a few more times, you last 10 seconds. You last 20 minutes, then you last an hour. And over time, you actually can get rid of those incessant thoughts. Now there's this cool idea, I'll just leave you with this cool idea, is that whatever state you're at right now, you can't perceive someone that's at a different state. So, you know, the emotions that you feel, the positivity that you feel every day, you have no perception of how someone else feels. You have no perception of how it feels to have a cleaner, clearer mind. You have no perception of how it feels to be more present to the moment. The idea is the same as like an ant can't perceive the consciousness of a dog can't perceive the consciousness of a human. So you yourself can't perceive how good you can feel. But as you go throughout that journey, you'll realize that there are levels to that. And you can go to a high place, you can go to an amazing place.